When you're thinking of hiring your first sales rep and you're putting together a compensation plan for them, there's a few things that you need to keep in mind. So typical sales compensation plans are made up of OTE, which is on target earnings, which is a combination of your base salary and bonus. And then that's kind of the one piece of it. The other piece is like what I call the extras. So it could be like a 401k plan, could be profit sharing, could be equity, vacation time, expenses, like that sort of thing. So if we kind of break it into those two sections, let's look at bonus and salary as the first piece. So when you're looking at salary, it really depends on who you're hiring and where you're hiring them from. So an SDR can range anywhere from $35,000 to $75,000, depending on where you're hiring in the world, whether it's East Coast, West Coast, North or South. So because we're in a remote environment, just be conscious of where you're hiring and where your candidates are coming from, because they might demand a higher base salary just because they have a higher cost of living. When you're thinking of the extra piece, which is the bonus, you really have to think of, especially if you're as a startup, you don't have historic metrics that a bigger company does. So a bigger, more established organization that has, let's say, 20 sales reps, they have 10 years, 5 years of sales data that they can then work backwards from to say, okay, sales rep, you're going to come in, I expect you to make 10 calls, you're going to set 5 appointments a week, and you're going to close 1 a week. And that's based on historic data. Now, if you're transitioning out of founder-led sales, you don't have that data, that volume of data. So it's a little bit more difficult to create a bonus structure that is going to be similar to a company that has been around for 10 or 15 years. So you want to start thinking of activity-based metrics to reward the sales reps for proper activity, adhering to the sales playbook, and really just putting in the effort so that they can get some easy wins at the beginning to gain some momentum as they're going through. And you can think of building out that variable compensation structure a year or 2 years down the road. If you want to put in a variable compensation right away, typically what you see is 50-50, so 50% base, 50% bonus. So if you're paying us an SDR 45K base, your bonus is going to be 45K. So then your total on target earnings, you're looking at $90,000 for the year. And you look at quota, just as a rule of thumb, you can do 10 times your base salary. So if the base salary in this example is $45,000, your quota would be $450,000 for the year. Now, when we're looking at the second piece, which is those extras that I call them, 401k, profit sharing, equity, those are up to you. And as a founder, this is kind of the exciting part, is that you're not bound by all the restrictions that a Fortune 500 company is bound to. They have, if you're sales rep 1, sales rep 2, sales rep 3, they have different stages that those sales reps go through, and associated with them are different compensation, where you can freely offer equity, 401k, profit sharing, expenses, vacation time as you will. So you can be creative in that and just have it reflect you and your culture so that you're attracting the right candidates and competing in the market against those other companies.